To a brand new box office breakdown show here, Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dindenberg. Today, I'm breaking down the box office of this past weekend, which was the 12th to the 14th, 2025, where we had a lot of interesting things to talk about this past weekend. We'll also talk about the overall numbers worldwide and domestic this year, and preview the movies that are hitting theaters this weekend, which will start on September 19th. So my name is Max Dindenberg. Welcome to Max Talks Box Office here on Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do this video every single Monday. I also do movie franchise rankings, add a theater reactions, movie and TV show reviews. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What did you see this past weekend? What are you going to see this coming weekend? And also, guys, please, as always, hit the thumbs up button. So also, I do want to say first, I have a bit of a sore throat. I've been feeling kind of under the weather the last day or so. Like today, only thing I'm really getting up to do today is this video. So bear with me. I feel like mentally okay. Just my throat is killing me, makes me feel kind of off. So bear with me as we get through probably today and tomorrow's video. So let's get into this box office breakdown show. At number one on the overall domestic numbers this year not the overall, the September 12th to the 14th numbers of the box office. And at number one this past weekend was Demon Slayer. Their next film, I think is one of their third or fourth film that's been released here in the United States. It opened to a staggering $70 million this past weekend. And that comes after last weekend when Conjuring 4 made $84 million in its opening weekend. Now, Conjuring Last Rites became the third biggest opening in the history of the month of September. And now Demon Slayer becomes the fifth biggest opening in the history of September. And it's very funny because August was such a slow month at the box office, like depressingly slow number at the box office. And out of nowhere, two movies that people were not even thinking to gross over 40 million domestically have doubled it. Demon Slayer has been the top anime movie franchise since COVID. Again, around COVID time when movie theaters started opening and they were showing Japanese anime films and they were doing quite well, again, like 12, $10 million. But Demon Slayer has been releasing here in the United States consistently over the last 5 years, and this film absolutely blew up. Now, the film has, for a number one spot, one of the worst walk-up business of the year for a movie that hit number one at the box office, which means all the big fans of this franchise were the ones who went and saw this movie. We'll see if that means there's going to be no repeated viewing. We'll see now if the amazing numbers that might interest people in checking it out. But I also think that what makes undeniable is just the popularity of anime. That over the last, again, also, I think since COVID as well, anime has always been a big deal over the last 20 years here in the United States, but not to this level. And I think that will get people excited for the new Avatar movie that's coming, Avatar Last Airbender movie that's coming out next year. Anime is doing very well, but also is doing well is I think because of Netflix, especially, but also streaming in general, people have just been known to watch movies and shows of other cultures in other languages. Again, when you go to the movies, for this film in particular, you can choose to go to a showtime with an English dub over the movie, or you can go to a movie where it's just the original language in its true format with subtitles. And that's what you get when you're at home. If you watch a film or a show from a different country, different nation, you choose if you want a dub or if you want the language. And because people have become, again, we live in such a bleak world. The fact that we do live in a world where so many people are now accepting movies and film of other cultures is really cool. And see, even though I am not personally someone who's ever been an anime person, I don't think you can deny how awesome this is. That this opened at number one to $70 million. So it is at number one. Conjuring The Last Rites is at number two. It did drop, though, 69% in its second weekend, 25.6, 130 domestic. Now, again, this film was not a very expensive film, so it's already made its money at the theatrical. It's already, it's not just breaking even. It's going to make a lot of bank here at the box office. But 70% is a very steep drop. And I think even though a lot of people, again, $84 million is a massive opening. And again, there's nothing to criticize. Conjuring Last Rites is a massive success. I think you can see the critic reviews were not great, nor were the audience scores. And as I said last week, the people I think wanted to see the last Conjuring film went to go see it for the emotional. But because this movie is not a top tier Conjuring film or even a horror film, this I knew was going to have a hard time with repeated viewings. Because that's what it means, guys, when these movies are in theater for multiple weeks. They need people to go back to the movies multiple times to check it out. And Conjuring 4 did have problem with word of mouth. And even though it did so well its opening weekend, I still wasn't expecting a 70%. It's a too big of a drop. But again, this movie with its low budget and its overall numbers, it's doing excellent overall. And Warner Brothers and this franchise has swam in money over the last 12 years, and that includes Last Rites, which even we've already heard confirmations on, I think, like 2 shows already. So Warner Brothers wants to continue the Conjuring universe. At number 3 was Downton Abbey, the grand finale from Focus. It opened to $18.1 million. Now, this is one of the most interesting franchises I think we've had covering the box office because, again, Downton Abbey is one of the most popular, most watched TV shows of all time. But they went from the small screen to the big screen, as in the last 6 years, this is already the third Downton Abbey movie. Now, the first Downton Abbey movie, which came out in 2019, opened at 31 million and overall got to 195 worldwide. The second Downton Abbey film, which came out in 2022, A New Era, that only opened at 16 million and grossed 92 million overall. This new entrance that opened to 18, it made 30 overall. I do think this franchise with a $50 million budget, this is, again, don't know how they're expecting to break even on a movie like this, but it feels like they knew at the right time when this franchise was ending. It felt like it was still a top franchise back in 2019. Really good numbers. $200 million is very good for a Downton Abbey movie, but not even getting to 100 million worldwide for the last movie. A big drop off in the opening and the overall numbers. And this movie is going to probably fall in the same number as the film in 2022. So again, solid numbers. I think even for a franchise that's been around for so long, but you can definitely tell why they're wrapping things up with the grand finale. The Long Walk is in fourth place in its opening weekend, 11.7 million. Now again, The Long Walk is a $20 million budget. So the movie really needs to make around like 50 million-ish to break even. So again, this is a very cheap movie to make. I think people were expecting Long Walk to, I think the people who love the movie were expecting this movie to do better, and the people who did not like this movie thought this movie did better than expected. I was really shocked. The critic scores were very good for this movie, but the audience scores were not that good. Very divisive. B cinema score for Long Walk. So it's clearly, for a fan and audience perspective, a very divisive movie. Not in that people are like yelling at each other over it, but people either seem to love the movie or really do not like it. So we'll see with its such divisive audience scores if Long Walk is a one-hit wonder in the top 5. Again, cheap movie. This movie does not need to make a lot to just make its money back. And once it's digital, again, Lionsgate will be cool with this movie, but this is not a big success or anything either. And in fifth place, we've had Jaws in the top 5. Now we have the re-release of Toy Story from Disney Pixar. It made $3.4 million. This was a part of the 30th anniversary of Toy Story. And again, I'll just say this off the bat, if you're not familiar with the channel, Toy Story is in my top 3 movies of all time. And the fact that it's 30 years old now is honestly amazing, just crazy to think about. And I'm very happy to see people go back and watch the original film back in theaters. And Toy Story 5 is hitting theaters very soon next year as well. So this franchise is still going for Pixar now 30 years later. When we look at the overall numbers domestically here this year, you see above me, Minecraft at 1, Lilo and Stitch at 2, Superman at 3, Jurassic at 4, Sinners at 5, Fantastic Four at 6, How to Train Your Dragon at 7, Captain America at 8, Mission at 9, and Thunderbolts is at 10. As I said, Conjuring, not really in the top 10. It's at number 14 right now with its 130. It'll probably pass Final Destination and Weapons in its domestic numbers, though. Also, again, all those movies, F1, Weapons, Final Destination, and Conjuring, all next to each other at 11 through 14. Those are all Warner Brothers movies. Looking at the worldwide numbers, we have Lilo and Stitch at $1 billion at 2, Minecraft at 3, Jurassic World at 4, How to Train Your Dragon at 5, F1 at 6, Superman is at 7, Mission Impossible at 8, and Fantastic Four at 9. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this upcoming weekend here. In theaters, two big movies are hitting theaters this weekend. The first one is Him. This is the film produced by Jordan Peele, starring Marlon Wayans and Tariq Weathers, a football horror movie. We will see how that movie does. Again, Jordan Peele has not directed a movie in a couple years, but his name, how much cachet does it have? Because this whole marketing campaign has been, this is a movie produced by Jordan Peele. So I will be there to see how Him does. And also coming out is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. This is the film starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. Two very big actors. This is Margot Robbie's first movie role back in theaters since Barbie in 2023, which kind of put her on that movie star level. The question is, can she at least, obviously this will not do it, of course, not even close to as well as Barbie, but can Margot Robbie continue her momentum with A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey? So those are two movies that are hitting theaters this week. I have a lot of videos, guys, coming to the channel this week. We have another Alien review, Peacemaker review coming later in the week, two movie reviews, tons of videos hitting the channel as always. So please subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys soon.